Views and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
The role of a woman in the society is to submit. Birth control are the pills of the devil. Education is so fundamental to the development of a people. I'm murderous. Simple as that. What am I voting for? Voting will change nothing.
Tout le monde haïtien, como yé. God save the Queen.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today, of course, is what? Friday. Go ahead, my spiritual
let me just check
Goodness
my phone
me,
quickly.
my spiritual advisor's not
so
ready.
Friday,
Today is Friday,
the 27th,
the 27th of October,
in the year of our Lord AD
2017.
2017. Absolutely.
Broadcasting live from ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And of course, I'm a member of the local Catholic Christian community.
Fix your bow tie.
My spiritual advisor, praise the Lord, is Bradley Roll.
Look at the TV.
Bradley, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you, Mr. Monker. Thank you. It's indeed a pleasure to be here with you on Freedom March.
Listen, I thank you, and I would not even trade you for sweet potato bread.
You won't, Mr. Monker?
I won't.
Listen, there's so many other talent out there in this beautiful country, the Bahamas, that you can use here on Freedom March with you.
I've met no one
There's a lot of talent.
as qualified as you
much
are.
more talent than me.
But the breaking news coming out of the nation's third city, that's Abaco, a Negro male and perhaps other relatives, according to Negro sources, has been arrested in the death of the missing woman, his wife. So that is a sad story coming out of Abaco. Today, I'm in possession of a death certificate. A Negro mother has petitioned me, and she has said to me she wants me to investigate the death of a child. So today, I shall be playing what? Who investigates deaths?
Well, you're looking at a detective, a homicide. Well, was it a homicide?
I shall be playing coroner.
Okay, a coroner.
That's
okay.
one of the things I shall play.
Okay.
But I'm praying over this. It is a sad situation for a mother to lose a baby. And my God, having been frustrated by the system, she has turned to me. I have not opened the envelope yet to see the cause of the baby death.
Okay. Okay.
However,
Coroner.
today I shall make no ruling because I need to study this privately and to pray over it. But there are some exciting things taking place in the country. We're going to talk about the health services. We're going to talk about the medical cry from the people them out of Freeport, Grand Bahama. We're going to talk all about them things. I can tell you about the complaints of personnel at the Princess Margaret Hospital. And then, of course, we're going to return to Frankie Alfred Campbell, because we have received information that his father has been married a number of times. So we'll talk about it as we get prepared to invite Wayne Monroe on Monday. This is Freedom March. I'll be right back after the break.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker, and of course, I'm joined in studio by my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, who is a biblical scholar extraordinaire. Bradley, welcome once again.
Thank you.
To Freedom March.
Thank you, Mr. Monker.
I want to salute the people them of Great Inagua. I'm so flattered that a population of 900 people will show up to watch Freedom March. Remember what I say. If the TV isn't big enough, text me. And I'll tell Sabats that for 900 people, he needs plenty TV in that Island Luck shop. But folks, I'm receiving reports out of Freeport, Grand Bahama. The woman them recognizing that I am the leader of the woman them have complained to me that they are not being paid. These are workers, some of whom are contract workers. And for today to be Friday, and the government them ain't pay the people of Freeport, Grand Bahamas, it is a national disgrace. Look how the FNM fool y'all. They say, listen, the PLP is no good. Vote for us. And I told y'all, boy, y'all Negroes, y'all head stubborn. I said, listen, vote PLP. But if you can't vote PLP, come on the beach with me. Now, some of you would not have been able to get you to Nassau. But the island of Grand Bahama got plenty beach. But y'all ain't listen to me because somebody told y'all that I crazy, which is half true, right? But you still should have listened to me because having given the FNM the whole of Grand Bahama, my God, look how they treating y'all. They are treating y'all as if y'all are outside children. But I know a man who's an FNM. He got inside children and he got outside children. And let me tell you something. He treat them equally. You hear me? He take good care of the wife children. And he got like about 2 or 3 other wives. And all of them children. He treat them equally. If only he could talk to the FNM quietly and say, listen, look how I take care of my wife and my other wife children. You should do that in Grand Bahama. But that is not happening. And I say to the woman who is complaining, please forgive me, but find your no good FNM MP and fax him. All right? But I'm so sorry that this Friday, you will not be able to go to the food store and buy grocery. The best I can say for you is go to a mom or pop store and ask them if they would give you a little trust. If they could trust you some things until you get paid. But this is the reality in the country. A hard-hearted FNM who is not looking out at historic FNM country. FNM has always been able to depend on Grand Bahama. But my God, oh, I'm so sorry. But since I'm talking about Grand Bahama, there are patients who are yearning for medication. And I'm advised by a patient, a Negro woman, who has informed me that the Rand Memorial Hospital told her, we waiting on Nassau. So you got to wait till Nassau send the medicine. I thought Grand Bahama had local government in certain areas. That's what I thought. and 4 patients to need medication. And ain't none? Boy, Dr. Minnis, you was a gynecologist. You was a medical doctor. What you going to do for the hospital in Grand Bahama? The woman said to me, Mr. Monker, I need this eye drop. I ain't got no money to go to no pharmacy. And they ain't send the medicine. All they telling me is they got to wait till Nassau send it. In this modern day, what Nassau waiting on? But Dr. Minnis said he loved poor people. And God gave him his wish. He got all the poor people. Now, woman can't get eye drop. So that the woman who complained over how she cannot be paid so she could buy grocery. You see, I start the show off by telling the country. And to the woman who has the eye problem, I don't know how much your eye drop costs and what kind of, eye drop this is. I think you should send me a text. And between me and the spiritual advisor, we must see could find a bottle of eye drop.
Absolutely.
What do you think, spiritual advisor?
I agree.
Oh, boy.
I'm certainly
My heart hurts for my people to see how the whole of Grand Bahama listened to all the lies and elected an impotent government. It's amazing. But the woman with the eye drop, when I asked her who was her MP, she said it was Pastor. Who's the pastor? In Grand Bahama, my spiritual advisor.
The pastor. Oh, you mean McAlpine?
Yes.
Frederick McAlpine?
She said Frederick McAlpine. Listen, don't fax him hard, but fax him. All right? So he could come to Nassau and finish case out Dr. Minnis and the FNM. McAlpine is a good man. He's standing up for the Bahamian people. But they're trying to say that he's not safe. That's what they're trying to say. In fact, I heard an FNM. I don't want to say it loud. But I heard an FNM say that Pastor McAlpine is half safe. And if it wasn't a sin, I might have, but that's what he's saying. And I think he is wrong. I'm convinced. After listening to McAlpine spoke on behalf of the people, he is fully safe. Okay? But let him know what is going on. I was looking at Candia Dames' Facebook page. And on Candia Dames' Facebook page, because I keep watching her, because her Facebook page is full of sins. It's a very sinful page, and I keep watching it. And I got a shock when the oldest daughter of Janet Boswick and Henry Boswick QC, Miss Lisa Boswick, went on Candia page to criticize the PLP. And this is what she said on Thursday. This is what she said to Candia. And I'm going to quote her. So what time exactly did they finish counting the ballots? What a fiasco. Did they ever broadcast anything last night? That's what Lisa's saying. Lisa, be careful. You hear me? Take the beams out of your mother's eye. Because your mother, Mrs. Janet Boswick, she is a former attorney general who allowed Frankie to slip through the crack. The Honorable Frankie Alfred Campbell. So if you want to criticize, don't criticize the PLP. Look at Mrs. Boswick and how she has caused a constitutional crisis to be developing. I just want to tell Lisa that. Lisa, stop it. You hear me? Because you are acting on Candia Facebook in a very jungleistic manner. And I know you're not a junglist. You're well educated. You come from good class. He's a big-time lawyer. You run the family law firm. So stop saying these things before I have to say mean things to you. Okay? Stop it. You can't criticize the PLP.
Why not?
Because her mother, Mrs. Janet Boswick,
that has not
is Hold on a second, my spiritual
I don't
advisor.
understand.
Go ahead, defend it.
I don't understand your reasoning, though. I mean, she should be entitled to her opinion, eh?
I didn't say she's not entitled to her
But
opinion.
how is she not qualified to criticize the PLP?
Because
of something her mother may have done.
This is
I don't know if that makes any sense to me.
to you it might not,
Well,
but to me it does.
But I'll tell you why.
Why?
All right, there's a principle taught in the Old Testament,
Oh,
right?
hallelujah, spiritual
Where it
advisor.
says the children eat sour grapes.
Ah!
No, the fathers eat sour grapes, right? And the children's teeth are put on their heads.
That's what I'm talking about.
No.
That's what I'm talking
Listen,
about.
Listen, but Jehovah warned the Israelites not to quote that proverb anymore in Israel.
But as you quoted it,
well,
it is not for the
well,
Israeli. It's
well,
for the Gentiles.
but
then,
listen,
the Gentiles.
but here's the principle.
Go ahead.
Every soul that sin is on that soul. You see what I'm saying?
Accept
so if Miss Boswick is responsible for something untoward, then
If
it
Mrs.
falls on her.
Boswick, yes.
Not on her daughter.
I agree.
Right. So
But
she
I'm
would have a right to
saying,
criticize the PLB.
I'm saying she must start with Mrs. Boswick.
Yeah.
She should say, Mommy, my God, look how you didn't scrutinize Frankie affidavit. And now we are heading to a constitutional crisis. That's the point I'm making.
Okay.
But there's breaking news
Okay.
coming out of Australia, where the white judges met, and I'm going to compare Australia with the Negro leadership. I'm going to show you how the white people handle the question of citizenship and the qualification of a member of parliament. I'm going to show you, because of a lack of education on the part of the Attorney General, Carl Bettel, a lack of education on the part of the Prime Minister, and how they do not understand the British, the white people, system of government. They are faxing up everything. That is one of the problems. These people don't understand the system. I'm very disappointed in Carl Bettel, however, because he is highly skilled, went to one of the best law schools in London. But out of political expediency, he is prepared to ignore the law and side with Frankie. But look how the Australian did it. And they ain't threatened to kill nobody. They're white people. We could learn from white people, because they've been ruling the world for centuries. But let us compare Australia, where when the evidence emerged that those members of parliament were not qualified and their citizenship was in question, how did the white people do it? How did the white people dealt with it in comparison with the Negroes? The Negroes failed to recognize that this is a national issue that goes beyond the personality of Frankie Alfred Campbell. So they personalize it, as opposed to standing on principle. The next thing I know, Paul Willie start questioning me. I didn't tell you all this. Whether or not decent Loretta Butler Turner tipped me off. You heard me? That is what he did. But I held that back. I tell y'all how he questioned me. Can you imagine? I'm 60. I'm older than Paul Willie. Paul is about 47. All right? And I'm 60. 13 years older than him. Old enough to be his uncle. But he questioned me over whether or not, you hear me? Loretta Butler told me. He also wanted to know whether or not Loretta Butler Turner provided me with all these documents. You heard me? Paul, step back. You hear me with your bald head? Step back. All right? So, I have the judgment or the story out of Australia, which I'm going to read to you, as I compare Negro leadership with the white people in Australia. And I'm going to show you how they dealt with it. They ain't threatened to kill nobody. They ain't set up people to come to my studio to threaten me. They ain't do that. What did they do? It was debated, people talked about it, and the white people in Australia took out an action in the Supreme Court, or the High Court of Australia. And when it was over, a judgment was delivered. And nobody threatened to kill nobody. You hear me? White people in Australia who is politically mature and socialized accepted the rule of law. But these children who are descendants of slave, woe to a nation who is ruled by descendants of slaves who have not been liberated from mental slavery. Their solution is to call me all kinds of bad things, threaten to kill me. That is what is happening here. When there's a fundamental principle on sovereignty and who is qualified according to law to sit in the parliament. But I thank God that in this world there are civilized white people who is setting the proper example for these inefficient, incompetent Negroes, slaves. That's what I'm going to show to you, because I got it here. Oh, my spiritual advisor, have you heard about the High Court ruling?
In Australia, yeah, I was kind of shocked, actually, when I did hear it. I think I heard it announced on the news. It's interesting, and of course I understand what's at stake. You know, sovereignty is always something the country must protect. You know, the sovereignty of a country is supposed to be protected all the time. So it is what it is. I think there were how many members who were not qualified to sit in the House? Was it 4?
Well, my spiritual advisor, when we come
4?
back,
Yeah.
I'm going to be reading it.
Sovereignty, eh?
That the Negroes, y'all, descendants of slave, all right? I'm not trying to insult you.
What's up with your bow tie? And let me
It
ask,
isn't fixed.
where did you get this bow tie from anyhow?
The woman them.
The woman them?
Yeah.
Which woman bought you that bow tie?
I don't know. All I know, it was a woman.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she,
Yeah, but anyhow, when we go on the break, I guess we'll have to sort
you'll
it
fix
out.
it for me?
Yeah,
This
absolutely.
is powerful. So when I return, people, I am going to read a judgment which is seasoned and well reasoned, not inflammatory. Written. It is written by a God who didn't play politics, didn't get emotional, told the deputy prime minister, you are disqualified. But Menace and the other Negroes, they are prepared to pussyfoot and cover up for Franklin. But I got a precedent from Australia. May God bless them, white people, and the Africans who live in Australia. Be right back.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. Thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker, and my spiritual advisor is Bradley Roll. Bradley, welcome once again.
Yes, sir, Mr. Monker.
Today, Island Luck TV, or am I saying it incorrectly? Anyway,
Island
Sabas.
Luck. Yeah.
Sabas.
Island Luck Enterprise.
It's too much company for me to remember. Sabas had a fair, a job fair. And from a Negro source, I was told that hundreds of Negro citizens showed up in search of the job stamp. And I'm told that it was so overwhelming. So I'm happy to hear that there were hundreds, perhaps thousands, according to a Negro source who attended. It is my hope and prayer that each and every one of you who showed up today, that Sabas will be able to find a job for each of you. And Sabas, I call upon you publicly. If it means giving them broom and sweeping, employ the people. So folks, I'm happy that you are there, and it is my hope and prayer that God will make a success of the job fair, and that it will materialize where you will get jobs. That's my prayer, even though I'm aware that everyone will not be employed. But that is my prayer. Spiritual advisor, I've been told it was a wonderful success.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of people that still don't have jobs, eh?
Yeah.
People unemployed.
Many people who are unemployed.
Wow.
Well, today, the former Prime Minister Perry Gladstone Christie is in the newspaper, and it appears that Christie has struck back by criticizing Jason Michelle Pinling Johnson. Am I calling the name right? Please forgive me. Monique Pinling Johnson, not Michelle. Monique Pinling Johnson, the last child of the founding father. As I read this, my mind went back to 1968. I could see her. I was a young boy, but I could see her sitting in a chair, apparently either cutting a cake or grabbing a piece of cake. It was on her birthday, and the newspaper carried the photograph. See how good my memory is? Must have been 1968. Was it 68? Was it 68? She was a little baby girl. I can't remember, but I remember the picture. But Christie says there was no need for public criticism. And I agree. That is what he said. He said that Pinling Johnson's speech was the wrong forum. And I agreed. That's what Christie said. But remember, I told you that as she spoke, I go off. And when I went off, I have learned in the spirit, or whenever I go in a trance, that when you put face to issues, names to issues, you get a different understanding, appreciation, and manifestation. And so, as she criticized, I said, my God, she's criticizing her husband. Because the PLP gave Dr. Daniel Dumfries Johnson a wonderful seat in Carmichael Road. The people there were tired of the F&M. Danny had a whole seat. And by the time he finished the seat, he faxed it up. And that is why the wives of politicians must always quietly manage them and give them good political advice. So I must say that I am in full agreement with Perry Christie in his response. So it's powerful, but I'll leave it alone. It's history now. She has spoken. I give you an analysis. I said, listen, she is talking about Danny. How did I come to that conclusion? I just watch my wife. Depending on what she says, I say, woman, are you talking about me? You know? So I've been through that before. So I'm finished with that, and let's go to the X-ray department. Listen, Dr. Dwayne Sands, the X-ray machine ain't working good. And the radiologists are being exposed to radiation because it's an old machine. That ain't working, and they are forced to use a mobile. I hope I'm saying the word correctly. But another machine which is giving off radiation. Now, if the radiologist, who is supposed to be hidden behind something and supposed to have a bunch of lead protection, if they are being exposed to radiation, God help the patient them. So to main sons, I need you to get the new radiation machine, because the month is almost over. And the F&M promised that the radiation machine will be here by the end of October. And by grab, ain't reached yet. I can't have them good people who are working so hard to be exposed to radiation. You hear me? And as soon as I heard that they were exposed to radiation, I began to feel things. I began to feel things. I don't know if my mind was playing trick. And I was thinking that I may have to go back into a trance. But I shall not go into a trance today, because the Spirit is not talking to me. And you all know that I hear things. I is hear things. So I got a bunch of things that I've heard that I will tell you about today. So, and then in 17 years, they've had no promotion. You can imagine that? You're working, and in 17 years, no promotion. No hazardous pay. That ain't right. You hear me? Dwayne, do something about it. All right? National health insurance would have permitted you to pay them. But they are being exposed to radiation. And then the category of radiographers has me disturbed. So what I've decided to do, I'm not going to talk all about that problem, because I am assessing, and then if God spare my life next week, I shall return to this, having looked at the issues which has been presented to me in a more scientific manner. But I'm concerned, oh spiritual advisor, the staff is reported to be exposed to radiation. And if they are exposed to radiation, my God, what about the patient then?
Yeah, absolutely.
You follow? And I want everybody in the medical field to know there is no sin or crime to complain to me, because I hold a public office. Remember who I am. And I say it with humility. I'm a former senator of the Parliament of the Bahamas. That's one. And two, I hold the office of Justice of the Peace within the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. So I'm the man to complain to. All right? And don't tell me your name, because I may miss and slip and call it. Or if Minnis arrests me, he may beat me so bad that I miss and call your name. So don't tell me your name, so that if Minnis catch me, no matter what he say or do, I will not expose it. Today, the Attorney General, Carl Bettel, met with the staff of the Registrar General's office. I'm going to warn him today, and I'll come back to it on Monday, if it is God's will. Carl, you are the Attorney General. You're a decent young man. I want you to uphold the rule of law. Please do it. Please do it, Carl. Other than that, I'm prepared to politically prepare you. I know prepare, and I'm prepared to prepare you. What were you saying to the civil servants then? Be careful, Carl, because I will tell Papa. Don't forget what Papa do to you. I don't want to tell the country. All right? So I want you to be law-abiding. Remember what I told you. Sweetheart, the law. We're depending on you to uphold justice. We're depending on you not to intimidate the staff. You heard me? And, Carl, it will be a sin if you fire those contract workers. Carl, don't do that. You got children. See all them children you got? So treat people, children, right, so that your blessing will go upon your children there. See, I know what you're doing, you know. Everything you are doing, because the Bahamian people are authorized to tell me secrets. Now, don't lie to me. Tell me the truth, and I shall defend you. Carl, don't fire them people, eh? Please don't. You're the Attorney General, man. You're supposed to look out for the people there. But Monday, I could go further. But you know, I like you. You've done me some favors, and I think I owe you one. But you can't fire these people. Okay? That's important, isn't it, spiritual advisor?
Absolutely, I agree with you.
You are not listening to me.
I'm listening.
My
I'm
goodness.
listening.
The F and M in you or something, eh?
I'm listening, man.
Oh, I got to put up with all kinds of things. My spiritual advisor.
I agree with you, man. I agree.
Where is the judgment? Oh, judgment! Thou hast not fled the brutish beast. This here, ladies and gentlemen, is a judgment from the high courts of Australia, in which it made a ruling. And that is why on Monday, I'm going to have Wayne Monroe come here so that you would be updated as to how my case is being prepared. Because I have to take what the man name? What the man name?
Which man?
The man who you unlawfully voted for.
Oh, don't say that, Mr. Monica.
If he was not qualified to be on
listen,
the ballot.
Why would you tell me that I unlawfully voted for somebody in the Bahamas?
Because he was not qualified.
Based on?
Based on citizenship.
Okay, so.
All right? Don't forget now.
Let's wait until the court says,
I produced evidence to show that his mom is a citizen of the Republic of Haiti.
Yeah.
And so is Edwin Campbell. I got that. All right? And then I'm able to now show that Edwin has more than one wife. All right? I don't have the document in my hand.
Had.
Right? And so.
He had more than one.
My spiritual advisor.
In his lifetime.
In the resurrection.
Yeah.
Who will be his wife?
That's of me. There will be no marrying or giving in marriage.
In heaven?
We'll all be like the angels. So
really,
wife would not count. It's only on this side that wife and husband counts.
So who
in the resurrection, there's no marriage.
For me?
Huh?
Who can cook for me?
The whole body's gonna be different.
Okay.
There's gonna be no hunger. And
this is powerful.
All those other stuff, you know.
So Australia government might lose its majority over a citizenship crisis. I was always apprehensive. Some people say I'm a natural pessimist. I'm naturally cautious, and I was always prepared for this outcome. This is the Deputy Prime Minister of Australia, Joyce, told reporters. I'm going to make sure I don't cry in my beer. In other words, he don't cry drinking rum. I'm going to get back to work and work hard for the people of my electorate, he added. The court also disqualified 4 of the 6 senators whose qualifications to be elected were debated in a 3-day hearing earlier this month before the court. The disqualified senators included government ministers Fiona Nash, Joyce, deputy in the National Party, who inherited British citizenship from her Scottish father. Another government minister, Matt Canavan, who the court heard might have inherited Italian citizenship from his Australian-born mother through his Italian grandparents, was allowed to stay in Parliament. Next, Xenophon was also allowed to stay in Parliament. He was born to Cypriot and Greek-born parents and checked with both embassies to ensure he wasn't a citizen of those countries. He later found he was British because his father left Cyprus while it was a British colony. Disqualified senators are replaced by members of their own parties without an election. So the balance of power is not altered. The 7 lawmakers said they did not know they were dual nationals when they ran for election last year. Richard D. Natale, leader of the Minor Greens Party, praised the honesty and integrity of his former deputies, Scott Ludlam and Larissa Waters, who resigned in July after discovering they were New Zealand and Canadian citizens, respectively. None of the other 5 resigned. If people are going to have faith in our democracy, then politicians need to start acting with integrity, with some decency, and take responsibility for their action, Di Natale told reporters. It is about time that politicians started acting in the national interest rather than their own self-interest, he added. This is the white people in Australia saying this, all right? The Constitution bans dual nationals. That's Australia we're talking about, from Parliament. A prohibition that critics have condemned as outdated in a country where almost half the people are immigrants or have an overseas-born parent. The 7 judges, white. The 7 judges, I hope they were white, because, you know, they have Aborigines there. So I'd say the 7 judges, let me move the color, delivered their decision a day after Parliament was adjourned for a month. Had it come 24 hours earlier, Joyce would have suffered the embarrassment of having to immediately leave the House of Representatives, where only lawmakers are allowed. The lawmakers were exposed as dual citizens as media scrutiny escalated after Scott Ludlam declared in July that he was a New Zealander and had been illegally elected 3 times over a decade. So watch what this man did. He declared he was a New Zealander. He had been elected 3 times illegally over a decade. Compare him with Frankie. Previously, only 2 lawmakers had ever been caught out by the foreign citizen ban, although other dual citizens have almost certainly served in the Parliament undetected. The government has argued that only Ludlam and Malcolm Roberts, a senator in the minor One Nation Party, should be expelled because he had failed to take reasonable steps to ensure that they only held Australian citizenship. Solicitor General Stephen Donoghue had told the High Court judges that the other 5 should not be disqualified from Parliament for breaching the Constitution because they did not voluntarily acquire or retain citizenship of another country. A clause in the Constitution says, and I quote, "A subject or citizen of a foreign power is not eligible to be elected to Parliament." Donoghue, however, argued that the clause cannot be read literally. If a person is not aware either that they are a dual citizen or of a significant prospect that they are, in our submission, by definition, that person cannot have a split allegiance. He told the court. Brett Walker, a lawyer for Joyce, that's the former Deputy Prime Minister, and Nash, told the court that neither knew until recently that they were dual citizens of New Zealand and Britain, respectively. As soon as they found out, they took all reasonable steps required to sever their foreign ties, Walker said. There's no split allegiance where you are not aware of one, Walker told the court. You cannot heed a call you cannot hear. What happened to the rest of the ruling? So what is the point? Ignorance is no excuse. In Australia, because you did not know that your father is a Haitian, right? And you're claiming Bahamian citizenship. That's no grounds to say you should remain. But Frankie Alfred Campbell case is different. You see, in their cases, they had dual citizenship. In Frankie's case, he has only one citizenship, and that is Haitian citizenship by virtue of children being born to a Haitian mother or father takes on that citizenship. So Frankie only has one citizenship because there is no evidence that Frankie Alfred Campbell was born in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. So when we go to court, we shall be arguing that there is no evidence that Frankie was born in the Bahamas, and that the affidavit sworn by his mom and a friend on the 8th of July 1983 cannot pass citizenship on him. And furthermore, we shall advance the argument that Frankie's father was not a citizen of the Bahamas. And even if Frankie's father was a citizen of the Bahamas, you cannot acquire citizenship from a daddy who is not married to your mother. And it would appear from the record that Frankie daddy had at least 3 wives. Now, I don't have all of the documents yet. As the people send me information, I then go and search. So that is what we are hearing. So the case against Frankie will be different. But watch how the white man in Australia, who's educated in the parliamentary democracy, in the Westminster system of government, who is educated, understand the system, understand what honor is. Watch how some of them immediately resign, immediately confess. But the Negro, oh, the Negro, cursed be the day when we were enslaved, for we have not yet emancipated ourselves from mental slavery. These pair of Negroes who run the country today, they are prepared to fox it up and bring down the democracy because of pride. What pride? If Frankie's not a citizen and you love Frankie, you would say to him, step down, brother Frankie Campbell, and do 2 things. 1, we now know that your father was not a Campbell, so you have to do a deed poll taking on the name. That's the first thing. And then the F&M will give you citizenship. And then once they give you citizenship, you and all those who claim citizenship through you will be fixed. But it's ego. Their problem is that a semi-illiterate man, me, among all those educated intellectuals, I discover it. And there's another man that Menace is aware of. He knew the man was not a citizen when Menace was leader of the opposition. And I got the case. But I've decided I'll be compromised because he does not hold public office. And so I'm going to allow him to go free. But I shall give Menace a code so that he would know that I know what he knew. And I know when it comes to sovereignty, he hides illegal immigrants. God forgive me for calling the man an illegal immigrant, but take it from me. Menace knew these are two citizens that Menace knew about, but he pussyfooted. I'll be right back after the break.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker, and of course, my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is here. Bradley, having discussed how the white people in Australia dispassionately, objectively, and without emotion or bias, without threatening those who reveal it to kill them, look how they dealt with it. Isn't the white people in Australia got plenty sense and an understanding of the democracy?
I mean, I don't know if you want to use the term, white in that fashion, but it's just a matter of just being honest, Obviously, those men got there. You've accused a lot of people of not vetting people properly, but it happens where people end up in the house, and then after careful investigation, they find that these people are not native citizens, and then they have to do the next best thing. In this case, this is a matter that will have to go before the courts. The court will then have to determine whether or not the sitting member of parliament should be given citizenship or is a citizen. If he has to resign, step down, whatever have you, the court will decide that. Obviously, it's not a Rodney Monker call. The court makes that decision.
But we saw in Australia a number of members of parliament, upon objectively looking at the fact that their dual citizenship disqualified them, they took what? An honorable way out. They were not aided and abetted by the gangsters in their political party. They went, they look at the law.
But you're suggesting something by saying that.
By saying what?
You recognize that, right? You say they were not aided and abetted by gangsters in their political party.
Yes.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying, look how the Australians has not submitted to gangsterism. May God
suggesting
bless
that somebody
Australia.
else is submitting to gangsterism.
Anytime you are confronted with the rule of law and you do not comply with it, my spiritual advisor, let's use me as an example. I don't mean nobody else, because all of y'all are above the law, but I'm not. So if I'm confronted with the law and I fail to repent and to obey, I'm a gangster. Lord Jesus, deliver me from gangsterism and continue to help me to put aside my emotionalism and my political ambition and do that which is right in the interest of parliamentary democracy, in the interest of sovereignty. And for those Negroes who don't understand the word sovereignty, I mean sovereignty. That's what I mean. And that is what is happening here. There is no statesman or stateswoman other than my family. Now I got a plenty family in the F&M. There's one thing they know about me. If I say I got the document, they know. So all my family in the F&M, they are in shock because they know I got it. I got a ton of documents I wouldn't bring because I need time to relax and read it and perhaps consult with Wayne Monroe, who's coming here on Monday, because I don't want to mislead the people. The only thing you got is your name. And when you mess it up, you're in trouble. And I'm already black, and they don't like us. All right? But the Australian has taught us a lesson. Who in the Bahamas will be like the Australian? Frankie, I beg you, be like the white people. You're almost white, you know. You're a mulatto. You got curly hair. And you're smart. Be like the white people then. Don't be like those Negroes who won't hide. Frankie, you got white people blood. Do what they do. Don't mind this Negro, Frankie. Frankie Alfred Campbell, you got white people blood. Now all their blood ain't good, because some of them have done some of the greatest injustices in the history of the world to people of African descent. So all of them ain't safe. But the people in Australia, they are safe, and they're demonstrating maturity in the politics. That's what they're doing. So I have a case out of Australia that sets a principle. This is above Frankie. This ain't got nothing to do with Frankie. We don't know that his citizenship is a fraud. We don't know it. Their problem is, ministers can't believe how I prophesied that I will move Frankie. And it wasn't me, you know. Strange things has happened to me. Sometime I'm sitting down and I'm taken away. That is true. Sometime when I'm taken away, my wife slapped me. She said, "Where you going?" I said, "Woman, I was just about to be taken away."
Oh, boy.
That is powerful. Who will stand up? Who will understand the convention? Carl, you've been to the white people's school in England. Carl's smart, you know. Carl,
yes.
No matter what minister offered you, don't bend down. If he offer you a trip, don't bend down. You know the song? Don't bend down. So there's a principle we are establishing here. This ain't got nothing to do with Frankie. Frankie is merely the door that was open where we saw the sovereignty being compromised. But it isn't personal. See the white people? The white people. The white people in Australia. They show us. Don't forget we had a white judge from Australia who sat on the bench. What was his name? Nathan Howard. And as he sat on the bench, he exposed corruption among the Bahamas Bar Association. One Negro lawyer came before him, and when he said, "How much the man owe you?" He said, $15,000. The judge from Australia almost case in court. I was right there. He said, $15,000? Man, stop talking nonsense. Bahamian dialect. He said, you got that out of the book, a precedent. That don't wait $15,000. Go and compromise, because that only wait $1,500. How I know that? I had the F&M in court that time. I had Papa them in court. When the judge finished talking to them, he talked to me. I said, "Listen, my lord, these Negroes ain't safe." I told him that. Then I had to calm down, because there was one of the sweetest woman lawyer from the Attorney General office. Guess what her name was? Mingra. Lawyer Mingra. What a sweet name. So that's what we're faced with. Read some text. I'm not going to open the line right now. Read some text.
Okay.
Because we got plenty text, and the people them text. All right?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Mr. Carl Culmer worked for BTC. He was not a nice person. Persons in the BTC company are not fond of him. So it's the same person then, and he's the same person now. Can a leper change his spots? I don't think so.
In fairness to Carl Culmer, whenever I had a problem, he solved my problem. Okay? I can tell you that. When I reached the BTC and I asked them, "Where Carl?" They say he down in the back of a Paul truck. I tell him I'm going to see Carl. And Carl Culmer always solved my problem. Go ahead.
Good day, Mr. Monica and spiritual advisor. My mother told me that in the 60s that Mr. Gomez used to come to the PMH, and when the mothers have their babies, and if they don't have a name, they will be baby boy or girl born to Miss So and So.
That is true, although I have scientific evidence that Mr. Gomez did lose some things. I got it, because there's a Negro man who had to come before me. But even if Gomez lost something, the hospital record isn't lost. Ha! And so all the baby them, there's a guy from Black Village. He was born the 28th of October, 1971. And only my grandma had phone through the corner. And when I hear his sister run outside and say, Audric born. But he wasn't called Audric then. So the baby born, if I would go and call the ambulance. I called the ambulance. But he was already born. I could see the nurse wrapping him up in 1971 and taking him to the hospital. So every time he get mad with me, I throw loaners at him. I said, Audric, I called the ambulance for you. And he said, okay, Monica, I know you called the ambulance for me. You've been telling me all my life. All right? So even if you're born home, you go to the hospital to get checked out. But the facts are, there is no evidence. And so ministers should stop it. Have Frankie resign and do like how the white people do. See how the white people them do it? Those who knew the truth, just move off the scene. Resign. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monica and Mr. Roll. I'm one of the women them. I watch your show daily and must say that you guys are doing an excellent job. I'd like to know if Mr. Monica showed those very powerful documents to Mr. Carl Bettel. Keep up the good work and continue working for the people.
No, I've not shown it to Carl Bettel, but Carl Bettel knows, having done searches for him, he knows I'm a man of integrity.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monica. I'm on the 52-week program, and I want you to ask them to please pay us. We get paid bi-weekly, and every time it's time for us to get paid, we cannot get paid on time. It's now 3 o'clock, and nothing has been posted as yet. Sometimes we don't get paid until late on Friday or Saturday. Sometimes it goes into the other week. We need our monies, Mr. Monica.
Oh, Lord. I'm so sorry the government waitlist and wouldn't pay y'all. Pay these people, man. All right? Pay these people. These are Negroes. And their money is hand to mouth. All right? Hand to mouth. My God. Y'all are suffering worse than when the PLP was in charge. Go ahead.
Let's see. Okay, no, can't read that one.
Don't read nothing sinful.
Senator Monica,
yes?
send you an essay, Some Love from Long Island.
Long Island. I love you, but I'm upset over the environmental damages that are taking place. Because once that thing get in the water table, you're not going to have cancer. And ain't know how you get it. Go ahead.
Senator, the firing at the gaming board, most of them are F&M that got hired under the PLP.
Really?
That's what the text says.
Talking about that, I am in possession of a document involving Bahama. Where I put it, they got some people there that I'm told that the government didn't vet good. I can't find the document, but I call on Bahama to have the government vet them people. I call on the SIB to make sure that the gaming board is doing its job. Because I met with a Negro man who's provided me with some things. And I had chance to sit down and study it. Sabats, if you're watching, would you please see how much people you could hire? Because I need the Negroes to work. There was something on Facebook where Sabats was dashing with one man. You have that? Where he was dashing? I didn't know he could have dash.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monica. Mr. Monica, could you please give this Frankie Campbell situation a break? It's like you was on this all week. We got some other issues going on in the country, Mr. Monica.
But the democracy is threatened. Listen to me. This is above Frankie. This has to do with a government who's not acting responsibly. You heard me? I have to pursue this to help to save the Bahamas. Listen to me. They're going to force me to go further. I don't want the Americans to know what we're doing because they will be concerned.
Mr. Monica, I hope you have money to pay the honorable member when you lose this case in court. You better stop talking and go to court.
The woman them, y'all going to have to do a little cookout. Y'all going to have to fry fritter and fish to do a little fundraising. Because, you know, if Frankie win, Frankie will come after me with his financial sword. But he cannot win, not based on the evidence that we have seen in the Registrar General's department. Can't win. But I don't mind if he wins. Because if he wins and the court accepts the affidavit, then my people, the Haitian people, will be liberated with the affidavit because they are entitled to use the same affidavit that Frankie used. So anyway, I win. If Frankie win, I win. If I win, Frankie lose. So I can't lose this one. Once the court say Frankie affidavit is good, then all the Haitian people them need to do is come to me. Bring your ma and find any Bahamian woman, and we do affidavits all night. All night. As I sing that Haitian song, I'll just be signing. And it will be, Campe Buki, stop sleeping, stop sleeping.
Good day, gentlemen. What is going on in Abaco, Mr. Monica? It seems like the country's just going crazy. No jobs. The gaming board is firing. People are crying. Who's going to help us, Mr. Monica?
Listen to me. Weeping may endure for the night, but joy will come. You have to now go into agriculture. Those of you in the family island who's not working, just go on land and cut bush, slash, burn, plant sweet potato, cassava, yam, eddy. You just have to farm now. Because in these hard economic times, that's when we must think. All right? You have to go fishing. You want to see how the Conky Joe people in Spanish Wells? I was at the PLP convention. Man, I've never seen so many Conky Joe people. And they all know me. They want me to come to Spanish Wells. Well, listen, I'm not coming unless you all have my little fish and my lobster. And all night, I took selfie with the Conky Joe people from Spanish Wells, right? They sent me this watch, you know. The Conky Joe people, they saw my watch was not working. And they sent this to me. And they said I mustn't call their name because they are afraid the F of them will charge them with bribing me. I said, man, this ain't no bribery. Send anything you want to send.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monica. Could you tell me why Mr. Roberts didn't get those names on the register of the convention on time? Thank God he's gone. He made the PLP look bad.
You all stop that. Bradley Roberts is one of the best things the PLP has had. I'm happy that Fred has replaced them. Because outside of Bradley, I want Fred. And outside of Fred, I want Bradley. Go ahead.
Mr. Monica, could you please ask BPL, why are foreigners building power lines for them when they have line crews here that
Really?
can do it? And this extra cost is actually added to the light bills.
Blame Desmond. What Desmond's name is?
Bannister.
Bannister. I run into his mother Saturday before last. And because I'm aging, I didn't recognize her. She said, you didn't recognize me, eh? But you better don't curse at my son. So I told her, no, I'm not going to curse him out. But now that she's not looking, Desmond, stop it. Because I don't want to hurt your mother's feelings. She's told me, she warned me. She said, listen, Desmond is my child, and please don't curse him out.
Mr. Monica, please have some woman them T-shirts made up to sell.
I'm going to do it.
This is how you could make money to fund your expenses when you lose the court case.
Stop saying that. I can't lose the court case. I can't. All right? Go ahead.
No, I definitely can't read
Well,
that
nothing
one.
scandalous and nothing that attacks.
Take some calls. That's all it takes.
If there's no more text,
I'm
then
not
go
gonna
to my
read them all.
phone and read my text. We're not going to take any phone call until we get rid of these texts because the people are complaining. All right? I understand that Haiti is watching. Listen, Haiti.
Bonsoir, sak passe.
Right? Listen, I'm writing a report on Jeff Williams. I checked his background, and he's not one of us. Okay? But I'm still checking. All right? The first thing I want you to do for Ambassador Jeffrey August Williams, le arrive na Haiti, mettez-li nan mont. Okay? and my best friend, Jeffrey Williams, who porte and Bill Cafe. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
Mr. Monka, do you watch all the school children when the school is having anything? Do you see what they're doing?
What
is
are they
this what they teach these students, Mr. Monka?
Listen, Jeff Lloyd is the Minister of Education. I expect anything to happen in the school. Go ahead.
Mr. Monka, you're the best. I heard you
Hello! Hello, California. I'm told that you're watching. You're welcome to Freedom March. Haiti and all the people there. A Negro lady, when we took an adjournment, has asked me to check the internet. She claims that in Dr. Minister's favorite Caribbean island, Dominica, she claims, they asked 2 members of parliament to resign over, she alleged, citizenship. So I'm not at a computer, but those Negroes out there, check the internet to confirm if what the Negro lady advised me privately is so. Go ahead, spiritual advisor.
Ms. Monka, you're simply the best. I heard you talking about my cry. Thank you so much. I am on 3 eye drops.
Wow.
Azaga Taventan Afghan de XB.
My spiritual advisor, write that down so we can find out how much that costs, because I know Sabbats them got some love care. Write
Absolutely.
that down.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monka. I love your show, but I think I will stop watching your show because I can't stand Bradley. Because he don't have your back. And he's on that show every day. I'm so sorry. Who is this who can't stand me?
Listen.
I love everybody. Forgive me.
Pray for my spiritual advisor. He's living in a world of temptation.
The person said they can't stand
Don't
Bradley.
forget, Dr. Minister, you know, might victimize him.
So I'm not a lovable person?
Okay.
You can't stand me?
Go ahead, spiritual advisor, read text.
I am hurt. Good night, Cousin Rodney. This is the Cox, one of your family, Sydney's daughter.
Hey!
Daddy asked me to contact you
Yes.
concerning the matter.
Yes.
All right, so no, that text is for you. You need to read that.
Okay.
All right. Good evening, Mr. Monka. This is Teresa Miller.
Teresa Miller.
Sorry.
Hello.
Oh, forgive me. No. That's
That's a slip. Go ahead.
yeah, that's personal for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't read
Yeah,
personal
that's
things. Go ahead.
That's personal for you. This link is for you, Mr. Monka, and I have the video for you.
I thank you.
All right? That's it.
That's all the text?
Yeah, that's all the
This
text.
is powerful.
That's all the text.
What time is it, my brother? And don't tell me it's the people's time, because I ain't that time, because the people them ain't got no time. What time is it? Don't stop saying that. Where's about to find all these FNMs
It's
in
the
here?
people's time.
Goodness me. Can't we have some PLPs? Like some of the woman them? Like mama them. All right? No, he's not a PLP. Yeah, he's an FNM. Both of us are wearing yellow shirt today.
I'm a very patriotic Bahamian.
Wow.
All right?
Well, PLP mean patriotism.
I'm very patriotic.
It was
okay?
the PLP who established
And
independence.
any government that's in power is a government that's in power for the people. We must always remember that.
Okay.
This government that's in power now
Yes.
is a government that's in power for all Bahamians.
Oh, speak spiritual advisor.
PLPs, FNMs, DNAs, and whatever other kind of A. But the FNM government is a government for the Bahamian people.
Name one FNM who you think loves the Bahamian people.
Name one FNM. You know what? The member of parliament for where did Michael Adkitis run?
He runs.
Golden Isles. I love the member of parliament for Golden
Who's
Isles.
that?
That's Warren Miller.
Okay.
I think that is a FNM that loves people.
This is powerful.
Bahamian people. I don't think he sees color.
Okay.
All right?
You don't think he sees color?
No,
This is powerful.
I don't.
That's the only FNM you can think about?
I think Hubert Menace loves the entire Bahamas.
Okay. Anybody else?
I think Jeff Lloyd loves the entire Bahamas.
Anybody else?
I think Frankie Campbell loves all Bahamian. Frankie Campbell is as Bahamian as conch salad, eh?
Well, conch salad is mixed up, and I am out to show. It isn't conch salad, it is salad de lumpy.
So you're lambi.
Salad de lumpy. This is Freedom Match. When I come back, I'll open the line. All the text has been read.
Do you have something to say to the senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Monker, only on ILTV. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. My spiritual advisor is Bradley Roll. Tomorrow is the 28th of October, so there'll be no show. My baby granddaughter, who lives in Harbour Island, it will be her birthday. She always said to me, Grandpa, give me a shout out. So, Alicia, happy birthday to you. And I can send something for you on the mail boat. So, my granddaughter, Alicia, happy birthday. And then there is a Negro lady by the name of Dominique Pierre. She's a wonderful woman. And whenever I have problems, I go to look for her and a number of other Negroes. She's a Negro female, and these are some Negro males who work with her. And when I walk in, I would say, Dominique, I have things on my mind. Please give me a hug. And she will hug me. So, Dominique, happy birthday. And who knows, I may bring you either an apple cider or a little bit of wine. So I want to say that to you. And then today, I ran out of green banana. And who should show up? Former Senator Patricia Coakley. She's a member of my church. Miss Coakley, I thank you for those green banana. And I also want to salute your fine son. He's a great young man, Robert Coakley. And then in the Nassau Guardian today, they finally put a picture of me at the PLP convention. And among the Negro people who stood with me was Snowflakes. It was powerful. So I just had to give that shout out. And then Monday, I'm bringing Wayne Monroe. Let me see how far he's gotten with my case. All right? So open the phone line. And let me put a question because I find another pair of South ticket. You know, there's a South out tomorrow in aid of Shailene Roll Jolly Medical Funds at Saturday, October 28th at 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. on the Golden Gates Assembly Park. So they have chicken, sheep tongue, pig feet sauce, and stew conch. So I got two more to give out. And the question that I put to you is simply this. What happened in Australia? Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Yes.
Senator?
God save the Queen.
Yes, I would like to send a shout out to one of the men them, Mr. Felix Monroe.
Okay, I know him.
It's his birthday.
Today? Today?
It was on Wednesday, but then we couldn't get in. You know, yesterday was another.
Yes.
Yeah.
Felix Monroe, happy birthday to you.
Yes, it's coming from his wife, children, family, church family, and everybody that loves him.
Okay.
And he wanted you to say a special happy birthday to him.
He wanted me to say it?
Yes.
Felix Monroe, listen, you're a great man. You're a great man in the Union. You're a great man in the Revolution. Happy birthday to you, and may you live a long and healthy life. God bless you. Thank you. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Monker.
Sorry?
Yes, Monker. You was about to call me
yes.
Monroe.
Yeah, yeah Monroe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't calling you Monroe.
Okay.
How you doing, sir?
Yes.
Oh, what I want you to do, Mr. Monker, what does the Section 22.5A of the Birth and Registration and Death Act say?
Tell me, because I don't have the law in my in my presence. What does it say?
It basically talks about late registrations of birth and death.
Goodness of mercy. What does
And
it say
that
about birth?
And that if you didn't register the birth within a 3-year period, you no longer can make an oath in front of a JP.
Now,
but you have to make an oath in front of the registrar or the assistant registrar general.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
And what year are you referring to when that provision of the law was established?
Well, that law was established in 1929 and hasn't changed according to based on the results I saw.
Yeah, but there was an amendment, I think, in 1976, I think, yeah. But I got your point, and I shall look at the law, okay?
So basically, if that document that Frankie had from 1983 wasn't registered at his birth, then that's not valid to begin with.
Well, to start off with, it does not really purport to be a birth certificate.
Right.
I think the law was specifically referring to the registration of a birth certificate.
Right, okay.
This here is an affidavit which purport to say, listen, he born in the Bahamas, this is the date of his birth, and this is who his father is. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Gotcha.
Yeah. But I thank you for that, okay? Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, speak to me.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Monkan, Mr. Spiritual Advisor.
Hi,
I would like to send a shout out to my mother, please.
Okay, we'll do that.
Her name is Linda Moss. She watches your show every day.
Wow.
She's one of the women them.
Uh-huh.
And I would just want you to tell her that and wish her a happy birthday, and we hope that she enjoys her day.
When is her birthday?
Today.
Today's her birthday?
Yes, sir.
Well, let me tell you something. Since today is her birthday, I'm going to wish her a happy birthday, and then I'm going to give her these 2 South tickets.
Okay.
So,
What's her name?
give me her name again.
Linda Moss.
Linda Moss.
Linda Moss, happy birthday, and instead of eating cake, have sauce. And this will be an aid of Shirley Roll Jolly. So, I'll be open on Saturday, my brother. Tell Linda if she wants this, she got to come here this evening because Sabat's don't open TV on Saturday.
Okay.
You think she will come? Because
I'll let her know.
Goodness me, because I want her to come. Other than that, let me give it to somebody else. All right?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Write down her name on that. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hi, Mr. Monaco.
Hello, my dear.
How you doing?
Listen, I am fine. Praise the Lord.
Man, the other night you was look so sharp. You could have cut any razor.
How do I look tonight?
No, you look sharp. Wow. You look so young that in that night you look so young and sharp.
Where was I?
You was carrying on to the convention.
Listen to me. When I saw all those women, damn, my mind went back. You know, when I was a teenager.
Yes, I'm listening. Now, what I am calling you for?
Yes.
On Wednesday, we were to the hospital. Me, my sister, and my brother, we was at the hospital to see our sister. She was in a serious accident in Freeport.
Wow, I'm so sorry.
We could not see her, so whilst we went to Nassau so we could go on to see her.
Right.
The nurse at the female medical ward number 2, she was really rude.
Really?
People like her, you don't need to put them in. When they have stress, let them go mop the floor and put the stress on the mop.
But I know Nurse Tooth, she's usually a fine and charming woman. What went wrong?
Not that night, though. It's a good thing God was with me because I could tell her a thing or two.
Oh, no, don't listen to me.
No, I ain't going to do it.
Listen to me.
What?
Whatever upset you at the hospital, you are to remain calm.
Yeah, I know that's why I can't.
Because
that's why I was
you can be arrested. Listen to me.
No, I ain't going that far.
I don't mean fight.
I still ain't going that far.
Okay, you sound like a
No, I ain't going that far. No,
okay.
Because what happened, you come from out island to see somebody.
Oh,
know how to talk to people.
Yeah.
You know, because you're going to see a loved one and stuff like that, you don't know if she would have died when she was over there.
Okay.
You know, I just want to see her face. We just want to see. We don't want to make no conversation. Just go see her and say hi and leave.
Okay.
But, like some people, when they're in this position, this government position, when you're in charge, you need to know how to talk to people and how to deal with people. That's why Freeport, Rand Memorial Hospital, that is the best one in Grand Bahama because we know how to deal with people. Talk to people, let people, because people's going through stress and stuff.
Yeah.
Be nice to people, talk to people nice and stuff like that. They don't cost nothing.
I can talk to Nurse too because I've always found her to be so charming and delicious, okay?
Not that nice. I don't know what she had on her, but she...
Okay.
Sometimes people just be like that, cranky.
Yeah,
but,
sometimes.
you have to be nice to people.
Yeah, I can talk to her.
All right, sweet, you take care, man, and you keep it up.
I shall.
Don't let nobody try to stress you. You good like that. They can't do nothing.
Just pray for me then.
You got that right.
Amen.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello.
A very pleasant evening, Senator, and your spiritual lead. How are you doing today?
We're doing great.
We're fine.
Yeah, what I'm calling you, we're speaking on birth certificates. Back in the 50s and the 60s, I recall that when my mother had a baby, we used to go to Philip A. Camp on Bay Street next to that's the poop deck.
Okay.
Not the poop deck, the below deck.
Below deck.
Philip A. Camp. He used to burial and he used to give certificates. What I want you to do a follow-up on it. Was it birth certificates or was it affidavit? I don't know, but I was young at the time.
It had to have been an affidavit of birth, and sometimes it might be where the person produced the card showing that a baby boy or child was born, and if the mother was not married to the man, in order for his name to be given to the child, he had to do an affidavit acknowledging paternity. But he's dead. I met him. I knew him. He was a wonderful undertaker.
So you were saying he would have been actually the man when the baby leave the Princess Margaret Hospital maternity ward. The baby used to go there and get the birth certificate. That would be the affidavit you were saying?
Yes, because if a woman has a child and the father is not her husband, then she has to do an affidavit to take along where the father acknowledges paternity. You see where I'm coming from? But if she's a married woman, no matter how the child look and who owned the child, the presumption is it's the father's child. You see?
So where would the birth certificate comes from? Husband and wife team. Where would you go on? The wife was at the time in the 40s and
wherever the Registrar General's office was, that's where you go. I can tell you.
You don't have no information on where that would have been back in the 40s and the 50s.
No, I born 56.
I see. So, but
I gotta let you go because I got a couple more people.
That's a question right now because I just go to Philip A. Camp with my mother.
Okay.
So anyhow, you have a nice day. God bless you. Now.
And God save the Queen. Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Manka.
Hello, Idell.
And good afternoon to the spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm fine, Mr. Roll.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
that
ma'am.
person will say she don't love you. You don't worry about it. You have a lot of people who love you, and God love you. But one day she's going to realize that she loves you too. So you just keep on praying for her, and you and Mr. Manka is doing an excellent job. And you all have a safe and a godly weekend. Do not worry about what she said. Because you have a lot of people who love you.
Yeah, she hurt my feelings, man. She said
yes, I know she hurt your feelings. But one day, I'm going to call you on your phone so I can visit your church.
Absolutely. I appreciate you. God bless you.
Yes, darling. You have a nice evening.
Yes, ma'am. You the same.
Anybody on the phone? Hello? Because the weekend is... Hello? Hello? Well, next fall. Hello? Anybody on the phone? Hello? Well, hello? Anybody there?
Hello? Mr. Manker?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Manker?
Yes, ma'am. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Listen here, spiritual advisor.
Hi, good afternoon. How you doing?
Good afternoon.
Everything okay?
Listen, spiritual advisor, you don't worry about who don't love you. I love you and I have enough love for you to carry on all who hate you.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. I love you too.
This is powerful.
Yes, that's what it's all about.
Well, we thank you.
Listen here, you ain't got nowhere to go. You and Mr. Manka go be there forever.
Amen.
We're a team, huh?
Come on, let's salute. You hear what the woman say?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, y'all
yes,
enjoy the rest
for your life.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
my
Thank
dear.
you so much. Have a great weekend.
Okay. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. What's on your mind?
Mr. Monka.
Yes,
Spiritual
ma'am.
advisor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
That's my woman name.
Oh, praise
Great,
the Lord.
great,
I
great.
my daughter birthday tomorrow, Minnie.
Really?
Oh.
Well, happy
Wish happy
birthday
birthday
to her.
to you.
What's her name?
Minnie.
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 Yes.
Listen, my ma late first cousin. Her name was Minnie. Minnie Bryce.
My mother's name is Minnie.
Your mother is Minnie? They
Minnie-
got to be Exuma people.
Minnie
You from
Roll.
You from Exuma, miss?
No.
Okay, well, tell Minnie, I always love Minnie. My ma, first cousin, Minnie Bryce. Take it care and tell her her birthday's when, today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow, 28.
Tell her she born on a date where they are great people. My granddaughter and other citizens. Take good care.
Have a great weekend.
God
Thank
bless
you.
you.
Same. We do the same.
Hello? Are you
Hello?
there? Yes, sir.
I want to answer that question to do with Australia.
Yes.
In Australia, it was discovered that several members of parliament, they had dual citizenship.
Wow.
And they were made to, they were taken to court and made to resign.
That is so true.
Yes, and
Well, we will, you tell the producer your name so that in case the people them don't come by the time I knock off, you will be given.
Well, this is Tony Ferguson. You those tickets in your possession.
Okay, Tony, we'll hold it and see what happens.
No,
okay?
no, not. And I will collect it from you later this evening.
Okay, Tony.
And say happy birthday to Iceman in Harbour Island.
Is he in Harbour Island?
Yes, he's returned, and he said you disappointed him. He wished to have met you and take you to breakfast.
Okay. Iceman, happy birthday to you. I'm sorry that you didn't take me to breakfast, but when you return, okay, thank you. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Monka.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you doing?
Listen, I'm fine, praise the Lord.
And how is the spiritual advisor?
I'm doing well. I'm doing
you
well.
from Exuma, sweetheart? You're a good man.
Yes, ma'am. Rollville. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I've been rolled down.
You've been,
Well,
okay.
listen here. I saw the Prime Minister. He is all over Miami Station.
What is he
Our
doing?
Prime Minister now.
What is he doing in Miami Station?
When I see all these little sparkles come down, all these little stars come down,
yes,
I say, wait, what is this? And we are riding on the police motorbike. And I mean, the identical man, Crumpy Bear. So you all take care.
Okay. After the last call, don't take no more call anymore.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
it? Okay. Listen, folks, this is a weekend. I'm going to go
Absolutely.
into hiding. I'm going to hide from the Prime Minister. I'm going to hide from all those unkind people who have been threatening me and stalking me. So I'm going to hide. Okay? This is a weekend. We've had a murder in Abaco, where a man has been accused of the murder of his wife. Now, I want the woman them to understand that if the husband is abusive, you go and get court order and you restrain the husband. All right? Because the man should not be abusive. We can't have that. And there are many women who's beat man. I want you all to stop it. Don't beat the man. Also, I want the woman them to make sure they cook for the husband. A lot of y'all don't want to cook. You don't cook for the man, he's going to find somebody else to cook for, to cook for him. I want the woman to be submissive to her husband. Blessed is the woman who submits to her husband. Some of y'all don't want to stay home. Some of y'all want to live with your ma, but you're married. These are not excuses for man to kill a woman. But I'm saying you got to live a holy life. If the man is keeping sweetheart, get rid of him. Because we know that sexual immorality can lead to all kinds of disease. So, cook for the man, wash his clothes, and have his children. Okay? That's very important. And keep your family out of your married business. Keep your ma out of it. All right? Keep your pa and so forth. Okay? That's important. Watch out for your neighbors, especially single women and you married. All right? You listen to me. Submit to the man. Don't mind these unsaved women. All right? Stop going to church too much. I'm right here now. There's a couple that comes to me for counseling. The woman will go to church every night. You can't go to church every night. I had a relative who did that. And she went to church with the bucket because they go to the pump for water. And every time the man come home and he asks the children, where your ma? Say, mama going to the pump. Midnight, the man show up. Where your ma? Mama say she going to the pump. But meanwhile, it was a lie. Finally, he discovered it was church. So he said to her, do you think it is fair to come home from church 2, 3, and 4 a.m. in the morning? And he said to her, if you don't stop, I can lock the door. And she came home 5:30 in the morning from church. So he didn't open the door. Well, he finally opened the door and he warned the woman. Do you know that woman still comes home 2 and 3 a.m. in the morning?
Wow. Wow.
You can't do that. The next problem he's faced with is the pastor visit the house. She gave pastor the biggest piece of the chicken on Sunday. You can't do that. I don't believe in domestic violence. But any woman who gave the pastor a bigger piece of chicken on Sunday than me, it could lead me into temptation. These are the things that are creating problems. Also, watch out for the kind of grandchildren your children bring home to your house. I came home, I met a whole Chinese baby in my bed. They tried to explain to me, and I said, listen, going to Seven Hills, and when I return, I don't meet no Chinese baby in this bed. And for 13 years, they're still trying to convince me who baby it is. All I know, it wasn't my baby. So I want you all to find ways to solve these problems.
Absolutely.
Don't go to church every night. You can't go to church every night. Don't mind the pastor. He got his wife. Don't mind the pastor. He got his wife. But the woman them, y'all say, y'all got to go to church every night. You can't go to church every night. Because woman was made for man. Am I right, my spiritual advisor?
Absolutely.
This is powerful.
Absolutely.
Now I finished with that.
You're onto something.
And as leader of the woman them, see, I'm your leader. Remember, I save you from gender equality. No matter what Comrade Marion Bettel them told y'all. Don't submit. I said, listen, don't mind them. Submit to the man. Don't mind them. They playing white people with their Negro self. In America, you do them kind of things. Here, where we are backward and only come out of slavery since 1834. Don't listen to them. And this weekend, I don't want no murder. All right? No murder, because murderers are going to hell.
Absolutely.
And then you've got to learn to forgive.
Yep.
So all the people I upset, please forgive me. Y'all don't kill me, eh? I love y'all. See the woman who came here to my studio and carry on? Suppose I was to put the video on TV. Her bosses would be unpleased. Then she would say, cause her to lose the job. So I'm not going to do it. And as leader of the woman, them, madam, I apologize if I hurt your feelings. I apologize. But you must be aware that I'm pursuing an investigation into Minister Frankie. And those of you who are born to Bahamian women and born before independence, you ain't got nothing to worry about. All right? We're trying to get Frankie to do the right thing. My spiritual advisor, please speak to the people.
Mr. Monkey, you made a very interesting point earlier this week, and I think forgiveness is one of the key things we need in order to survive the weekend. And then Peter came to him and said, Lord, how often, if my brother sins against me, shall I forgive him?
Oh, hallelujah.
Is it 7 times? Jesus said to them, I say to you, 70 times 7.
Wow.
So we must always be willing, Mr. Monka, to forgive when people trespass against us. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful tools any human being could ever have in their arsenal.
This is powerful.
It really, really.
How many times I'm supposed to forgive?
70 times 7.
Well, this is powerful. Hold your
Well,
flag.
a person's not going to come to you that much times in the day to offend you, but
Come on,
just be willing to forgive. Forgiveness.
Listen.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Have a great weekend. For Jesus' sake, don't kill nobody, eh? Please don't. Please. No killing. But I'm going undercover. I'm going to hide. I am going to hide. Oh, I'm going to hide.
Be careful.
I'm going to hide. Get up, spiritual advisor. Get up.
Listen, I don't
If
have.
you're saved.
I don't have no charisma, man.
Oh.
Have a good weekend, everybody. I'll see you all in church on Sunday. Be careful now. You're 60 now.
Freedom!
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.